Race number 1 of the Craftsman Truck Series playoffs is officially green.
And you see right off the bat right there, you see guys spinning the tires, and it stacks that field up mid-pack right there, but looks like everybody got away pretty clean without having a bowed-up hood or anything early on in this race.
Yeah, a little bumping right off the start. Looked like Honeycutt got into the back of the 11 of Corey Heim. I mean, I love these pictures. It shows how worn out this racetrack is. We'll ride on board Grant Enfinger right here. Todd, we watched him in practice yesterday. He was like in a cage fight with that thing yesterday, trying to get that grip, and it's just not happening.
Absolutely, and we watched him after 10 laps hanging on for dear life. It's going to be interesting to see how the adjustments, what adjustments they made to make this thing better.
And you see right up front, you see Chandler Smith take the lead. Lane Riggs had a big slide up off of turn 4. And
guys, we got a great battle up front. Lane Riggs, Chandler Smith. They are great teammates, work well together, but only one can win the race, and this is a great battle early on. Hearing that Chandler Smith may have gotten the wall, gotten that Darlington stripe we talk about so often.
Yeah, and you see him go down the middle of the straightaway right there. That's allowing the spotter to look at the right side of the truck. But we talked about this in the pre-race. And that's the tough part about hitting the truck, and when it grabs the right rear and hits the front. Now he's got a flat tire.
He has a bigger issue right now. Chandler Smith, who led the first 10 laps of this race, got into the wall a little harder than expected. He got a lot of damage. Take another look at it.
Oh. Flat right front for sure.
And this is what we talked about, guys. It's that risk versus reward.
Caden Honeycutt may have an issue. Amanda.
Yeah, he's going to come down pit road here. They've been assessing this for a couple laps, telling the team that I have a flat. The team has been telling him, hey, it looks good on our side, but I do expect him to go to pit road now. The team is over the wall and ready to assess that 52 truck. Jamie?
Now that Lane Riggs is losing to Corey Heim. You see they've caught the back of the field here in lap traffic. So you know Corey's going to sit back there and just take his time, because he knows that he is way better than the 34 truck.
Exactly. That's what we just saw through 3 and 4. He lane underneath the 33. Corey backed off, said, all right, I'm just going to I'm going to save my tires this corner. And that's just such smart racecraft. And here we go. He's got a run on Lane, set him up off the corner.
Just got around Mason Maggio, who was in for Frankie Muniz, who, guys, was on a ladder this week, fell off, broke his wrist. They get around him, and this battle is heating up. They've got lap trucks in front of them, behind them.
And it's so narrow here that there's nowhere for Corey Heim to go. When those lap trucks are in a different lane than the Riggs truck, you just have to be patient. But he's going to make quick work of Lane Riggs. And Lane right now just needs to take care of his truck, not make a mistake, not get in the fence, make the adjustments on this first pit stop. He knows he's still in the mix here, but don't do what Chandler Smith did and take yourself out of this championship battle.
81 throwing it back to Kenny Wallace from his Bud Shootout car in 1998. And there he does it. Corey Heim wins his 16th stage of the season. Green flag once again in the air.
Yeah, and you see Grant laying about a half a truck back right there, and you see him have a little bit of trouble getting those tires hooked up on the restart. That's always seems like the bottom line in the trucks in Xfinity, have a little bit of trouble spinning the tires, but losing a couple positions right here.
Daniel Hemrick on the move in that throwback. Buddy Baker's gray goes from 1980 up to 3rd, looking good.
And we'll watch Lane Riggs as this run goes on and see if, Daniel on the outside of Lane. What a move through the 3 and 4.
It's hard when you lose those key pieces of a team to go out and immediately fire off.
Well, one of the misconceptions with Daniel for this year was that was the same team Christian had last year, and it truly wasn't. I think there was one guy that was the same, so they actually had to rebuild this whole 19 team, and I'm doing a great job.
Great opportunity for them to take a veteran and an Xfinity Series champion to bring him on board for the Truck Series as the battle heats up again. This is what we have talked about, race in and race out this season. Lane Riggs to the outside, trying to get around Corey Heim.
Lane has got that outside lane figured out. He knows how far to drive it in, how much brake to use to be able to roll the center.
He got the pole. He said, we are the fastest truck. He had the smile that lit up a room as he works his way around lap traffic. Lane Riggs had never had a stage win before this season. We'll see that green and white checker flag in the air, and that is his 7th stage win of 2025. As you saw there, those chassis adjustments, they got him done. 4 fresh tires battle off pit road. Looks like Grant Enfinger will get it done. Well done by his team, picking up 2 spots.
Let's see. Yeah, 1 hung on it, and he had to go back at it. Boy, what a costly mistake. You cannot lose track position at Darlington. That just tells you how important these pickers are. They got to be spot on. That's why these guys work out and practice. They're athletes now to try to do this job without making these kind of mistakes. And that really was a mental mistake.
And Enfinger did a much better job this time of being able to time that restart. Heim kind of checked up, got a shot in the rear bumper there, and Grant Enfinger was able to keep his position going into turn 1, but Heim's going to clear him off of turn 2.
Lane Riggs was behind Grant there, and he gave him a little help too. They had 2 motors going against 1.
That's hard to do here and keep the rear tires from spinning, but you see Grant with a great run on the bottom of the racetrack.
Look at that on board. Look at Lane Riggs wasting no time at all over the bumper of Corey Heim. Daniel Hemrick strong on the restarts today. There he is right there going around the outside of Grant Enfinger. Grant Enfinger trying to push the issue there. Let's get an update on Corey Heim, the leader, Caitlin.
Yeah, Jamie, well, we've seen a number of competitors with tire issues plaguing them throughout this race. Same for Corey Heim, actually. We did confirm with the team towards the tail end of stage 2, he did have a right front tire going down. So we saw the team assessing the tires. Hopefully that will not be an issue for this group as the race continues.
New leader, Lane Riggs, regains the lead over Corey Heim.
Well, I think the other thing to be said about where, as we watch Grant Enfinger here, where the 34 truck is running up against the racetrack, that bigger arc and not pinching the truck down and not going on the apron and all those things. Which one is better as we go along?
Good thing is we've got a lot of fans that are enjoying this battle for the lead right now.
And I think, like you said, Todd, I think that 34 truck, slipping, sliding, has used a little bit more, and now we're starting to see when that 11 truck has been strong at the end of these runs, starting to show up now that all the air's in the tires.
Our leaders have crossed the line. That means we've reached our Craftsman 20 to go as Corey Heim gets around Lane Riggs.
He's got a problem.
I think he's got a flat.
Lane is off the pace. Here comes Grant Enfinger, and around goes Caden Honeycutt. Caution is out.
My goodness, what a lucky break for Lane Riggs right there. Not so lucky for Honeycutt.
Take a look at what happened here. Caden Honeycutt, Andres
man.
Perez.
And the hard part about it looks like Honeycutt just ran him over right there.
Got Corey Heim, Grant Enfinger, green flag, back in the air.
Yeah, and you see Grant Enfinger struggle that time on the restart like he did a couple restarts ago. Didn't time it as well as the last one.
Watch the 19 truck on the outside. He's been so good on the restarts.
Hang on the outside, yes he does. That's what he needed to do right there.
Here comes Gio Ruggiero in the 17. Ty Majeski, guys, I had just said he was in 10th. Look at him moving through the pack. New crew chief a few weeks ago. Things seem to be working out great. They're hitting their stride just in time as we kick off the playoffs here.
He closed a big gap on that corner right there, running that low line. A shorter way around on these new tires.
Gio Ruggiero, been running top 5 most of the day. He has an issue. He comes down pit road. We stay green with 2 to go. Corey Heim, our leader, though. You can't say enough about this guy. The records he's already broken this year. The next record he has his sights set on is most wins in a season. Comes in here with 7 wins. The record stands at 9. 9 wins by Greg Biffle back in 1999. Corey Heim certainly on track to do just that. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go here at Darlington.
Well, you've seen the strength of this 11 team all year. They've been in contention with Lane Riggs most of the day, but got a great restart here on the final run of this race and gave himself the lead clean track, and he's taking advantage of it.
2021, Corey Heim flexed that muscle and showed the world who he was in the Truck Series. He made his debut, led laps that day. He comes back in 2025, and Corey Heim gets it done. It's Heim time at Darlington.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports. If you enjoyed what you just watched, well, it's time to bring the action and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel. You can have it all: news, highlights, interviews, and analysis. So go for it.